getting cranked. Okay. Alright guys, so currently the state of things are the valve covers are off. That's why you see all the stuff in the middle. You see they have, I already did the valley pan. I'll show you guys more after I put the valve cover on. All of that stuff got torqued down and all of that stuff is real nice. All these seals for the coolant hoses, pretty much everything that needs to be changed is changed. I did a little thing here with the knock sensors because they're a little bit, the wiring was a little bit rough, so I heat wrapped them and I put some electrical tape and all of that good stuff. But now I need to work on the valve covers. So right now we got these valve covers and they're beautiful. They got powder coated gunmetal, gloss gunmetal. They look pretty good. As I showed you guys, or I'll show you guys right now, they were pretty bad before. Man, they're all rough. So hopefully when I get them powder coat cleaned up, they should look nice. And now they look pretty good. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're way better. Probably nicer than stock anyways. So let's get going. It's actually freaking freezing. So yeah, I'm in this garage and it doesn't have heat. It's 11 degrees out, but we're gonna get this pumped out because it's been sitting in the garage for too long. I was waiting for the powder coat to get done, and now it's done, so let's get it done. Yeah. I also got some spark plugs that are gonna go in, and we'll do all that stuff. Basically the whole top half of the motor is going out. So let's get going. Alright, so I got these spark plugs and they're all loose. So I was having a misfire issue and I thought it was actually a vacuum leak, but now I'm starting to think maybe it's just spark plugs were just loose, and I did all of this for, well, it needed being done anyways, but what the heck, they were like hand tight, actually not tight at all, they were just like loose. So let me get this one out and we'll take a look what we got. Oh-ho! I don't know if you can see that, but that's all oil. It's actually terrible. But I don't think it's coming from the inside of the engine. It was covered in oil from the plug. I think it was the valve cover. And since they're not tight all the way, look what we have. That's terrible. It's all oil. Okay. Hopefully that's not from the motor. And that's from the valve cover. We'll go with that. There was like oil pooling up, so I'm gonna say it's from the yeah, let's just go with that. So this is the next spark plug. It's not as bad. I think it's because they were loose, the oil was actually getting drained into the cylinder, which is pretty bad, but I mean, that would be a cool little fix. It should run a whole lot better now. And these are like Bosch Idrium, if I'm saying that right. But I'm going with the MGK ones, just because I have experience with MGK. I don't know, but Bosch should be good too. It really doesn't matter. This engine can run on like crap ones too, to be fair. It's pretty weird. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just swap the rest of these out, and if there's another one that looks really weird, I'll show you guys. So we got this side of the engine put together. The valve cover is all torqued down. The new spark plugs are in and they're torqued down. Cleaned out the oil. I put the new gaskets, of course, the valve cover gaskets. So this shouldn't happen again. And I, just for safe measure, I put dielectric grease on the boots just in case anything gets there, so it doesn't get on the new plugs. All right, now let's get to the next side. So you can see the new PCV with the new hardware. I actually need to go run to Home Depot and grab there, because that thing is messed up. It's supposed to have a cap on it, and on the this is the one off the old one. You're supposed to reuse it. It's sort of too brittle and just broke off. So I'll find something to cap it off, and then I can start putting this thing back together. But for now, let me clean this up so we can put it back. Yeah, everything is all nice and new, seal wise. Now it just needs a clean. So, let's look at it. Alright, I looped the springs, I cleaned up the intake manifold. Now it's ready to get back on the car as soon as I get that last piece, this little thingy. So, yeah, I'll go to Home Depot, let me see what they have. Hopefully I can find something to, cork it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so it's actually the next day now. I couldn't find the part that we needed, so I ended up looking more places. So I went to AutoZone, I went to O'Reilly's. The only thing I could find at the end of it was this little pack, right? This little pack has a bunch of different vacuum line cap-offs, but they're kind of a little bit smaller. So the largest one they had was a 3/8, and I kind of made that work, so you can see it. So I put it there. And it works. It works, but it needs. I think I need to for to be certain, because it doesn't cover it all the way. I'm gonna put some of this high temp RTV stuff on it, just on the edge, so make sure it doesn't like pop off or anything like that. Alright guys, I think it's done. Alright, so like you're gonna come along with me on the first start, but there's also some sensor wires that I have no idea where they go. Two of them. I looked everywhere, I can't find where they go to. Maybe it's studs, I have no idea. But here we go. I got everything back connected. The coolant thing is there. I put some coolant in it. I'll bleed it once we know everything is good. We'll do the test start. All the stuff is kind of back in, kind of loose fitted everything, so we'll wrap everything back up as soon as we get that first start and everything runs fine. Alright, let's get that first start. Whew. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in this car. Alright, let's see what it does, what it do. Alright. Huh. Nothing at all. Let's see if Okay. Alright, so what I'm trying to do right now is, you can see that it's a little portable heater, and I think I know the issue. I know the general module was going out, and then we had this winter storm. It's never been this cold, so I'm thinking maybe the general module is completely out now, and when that happens, it has to be a certain temperature before it functions correctly. So right now I'm waiting for it to heat up. And you can tell because when you open the door, the lights don't turn on. I have to manually turn them on. So I'm thinking the general module was causing the no start, because it's kind of like when the alarm is enabled, so nothing at all. But we'll find out. Just gotta sit in this car while it heats up, and hopefully it gets warm enough, and then I can try and start it. Alright, so I plugged in the battery again, and as you can see, the flickery light thing is back. Before, the lights were not coming on at all with the doors open. And now this is, I guess, at like stage 1 of the failure of the GM. I guess stage 2 is no lights and no power altogether. But let's see if this at least gets me started. I unplugged the alarm system, and, you know, if this works out, I'll plug it back in. Alright, let's see what happens. I gotta stay on because I just want to make sure I didn't mix up the throttle actuator sensor and the other actuator. These work. Yeah, we're getting cranked. Okay, so we got a crank, and then it started dying out. Rough idle. Okay. Well, that can be expected. There's no gas. Let's prime it a little bit. Do I even have gas in the tank? I guess not. Oh, barely any gas? That's strange. I thought I put gas in it. No. Maybe the power for the sending unit's off. Oh, it stinks in here now. And I see smoke. Shit. Oh, that's making the exhaust. That is nasty. Okay. Something squirted. What squirted? Is it the coolant? There's some liquid here. It's not gas. Ooh, stinky. Oh, you know what it is? Yeah, oxygen. So I think it is the seafoam I sprayed in there. Let's see. Hold my breath because that stinks. That sounds kind of knocky. Okay. Sounds. Shoot. Seems to be running better now. I think it just needed to clear out the seafoam that I poured in the intake manifold. But other than that, it seems to be running decent. That's coolant. No, I tried coolant. Another really long. I want to make sure that no more knocky knock, because it had a little bit of knock. And I'm thinking that might just be the seafoam and the cylinder trying to clear out. It sounds pretty smooth now. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Okay, so based on what I saw, The engine's running really nice now. It's idling really high. That's the only issue. So I'm thinking maybe I switched up the throttle position sensor with the other sensor that controls this little guy. This is the like ABS or something. I can't remember. The secondary throttle body. But there's that and that. So I could try and run it a little bit more at the high idle. It's happy. It's not knocking anymore. I don't think I don't know what it was, that sound. It could be just one unhappy cylinder. I think probably it's the seafoam. I poured a little bit of seafoam in each one of these cylinders before I put the intake manifold on, just to clean out whatever's in there. And I also vacuumed everything out before that, so I made sure there's nothing actually in the cylinders. So I mean, maybe it's just that, or I needed to circulate some more oil before I ran it. Unfortunately, I did run it. It did crank for a while, so it shouldn't have gotten oil on the cams. But whatever, the noise went away. It seems to be idling happy, it's high, and I need to get some distilled water because right now I kind of have concentrate in there and it's a little low. So yeah, let's get to bleeding the system. Then I'll check out if one of these are mixed up. I'm just happy everything starts now. You know what else it could have been? As I just plugged the security system back in, and it runs like shit when the security system is unplugged. So that's probably what that was. But other than that, she seems happy. Alright, now we're talking. So she got all her idle smoothened out. I put more coolant in. Let's take a look. Topped it off. A little bit more now. So I'll go grab more coolant, put it in. But the nice thing, she purrs now. No shake whatsoever. Everything feels good. Actually, let's go turn the heating on. So the heat system. And the gauges are doing crazy things like they always do. And let's put this on max heat. So that's full heat, and that's hot. And let's turn off the air conditioning unit. Like that. Okay, now there's some gas that shows. It's not completely empty. Temperature is good. She's idling like a kid. This is better than she ever ran before. So all the spark plugs, all the seals, the valley pan, the intake manifold, new PCV, new intake manifold, intake throttle body seals, everything is brand new. I have no idea what this cable does. If anybody knows what this cable does, let me know, because it already has the temperature sensor there, and all these sensors are connected. I can't find one of those. So if anybody knows, comment in the comment section below. That would be great. So I think this took care of my rough idle issue and the stinking issue. So now it just smells like a catless car. It used to smell like it running rich. It sounds so much better too. I don't think I ever ran this smooth. Pretty valve covers got powder coated. So let me give you guys a little update. The problem with the weird idle thing turned out that I had the throttle body sensor and the ASC sensor mixed up. So there are two sensors that look identical in both regards, and the same length and the same location, all of that stuff, but they do two different things and for two different throttle bodies, right? So I had mixed them up, and somebody online told me that if you mix them up, it will over rev the engine. So I didn't mess with it, thinking that, you know, it's not over revving the engine. But it turned out, no, they were mixed up. As soon as I switched them up, no more jumping idle. It wasn't the vacuum leak, I had that tested. So I went and got in the car. That's where I was coming from actually right now. Was I went to go get smoke testing, to get a smoke tested, but it didn't need, it didn't have any vacuum leaks, thankfully. So all those seals in the work that I just did actually, you know, worked. There's no more vacuum leaks, everything is good. Turned out I just mixed up the sensor. As soon as I knew there was no vacuum leak, I switched up these sensors, and I was like, okay, hey, it's working. And we are back on the road. The car is driving great. I haven't driven it forever. The new wheels are on, the Haman racing wheels that I got for a steal of a deal. So it's actually interesting. So those Haman racing wheels, I had got them for 400 bucks. And the old wheels, I had sold them for 400 bucks. So I basically got a free upgrade. And they have good tires. Like the fronts are Michelin Pilot Super Sports that have a ton of tread life. The rears are some, I think, Sumo Moto that have a good amount of tread life. So, and the car is much smoother with these on too. I guess the old ones probably needed a balance or something. It used to vibrate at speed. Now there's no vibration at all. I do get a vibration when I slam on the brakes. I think that's the front control arms, but it doesn't matter. I have a whole new front end suspension in the boxes in the garage. It's just, when am I going to do them? And do I really want to do them? Or should I just take it to a shop to do them? Because I heard they're not fun to do. I heard they get stuck, the old ones. So I might just pay somebody to do it if it's not too expensive. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video here. And yeah, have a good one, guys.